It's really hard not to be in panic mode because we always think of worst case scenario because we don't know exactly what's going to happen, right? The Trump administration has signaled Project 2025 has outlined some of their goals in terms of what we're going to call mass deportation. So what we're trying to do at South Dakota Voices for Peace and the coalition we brought together back during COVID, called the South Dakota Dream Coalition, which is honestly, it's all of our grassroots organizations working with or in immigrant communities and immigrant leaders. It became very obvious during COVID that we needed to collaborate. And so that collaboration has just gotten stronger over the years, and now we're meeting weekly to really understand what is going on in the community. And based on the facts that we have today, what is it that we can do to get prepared? And so really the theme right now is community and family preparedness. And what does that look like for our allies? And what does that look like for impacted communities who are scared of potentially being deported?
What are some of the precautionary things that are being done?
We feel really strongly as a coalition that we need to get out into community and do Know Your Rights trainings. We all have rights. We all have constitutional rights regardless of our immigration status. Employers have rights, schools have rights, neighbors have rights, and people living in their homes have rights, right? So it's really important for people to know what those are so they can enforce them. For example, if ICE shows up to a business, an employer doesn't have to open the door, right? They can ask for a judicial warrant, and they should ask for a judicial warrant. If they want to keep everyone else inside protected, the best thing an employer can do is come outside, have the conversation with the ICE agent, ask for the warrant. It has to be signed by a judge. It has to be very particularized. What are they looking for? Who are they looking for? If they're looking for Taneeza Islam, my employer can come and get me and bring me outside. Because what happens is that protects everyone inside. Employers don't necessarily know what the immigration status of their workers are. And they could be hundreds of different statuses. And if the administration ends certain programs that are associated with a valid work permit, so those folks are working lawfully now, but if the Trump administration ends a program that is associated with a lawful work permit, all of those people will become automatically unauthorized to work. So there's so many nuances. It is not black and white at all, and I think that's really the message that we'd like to get out into the community. It's not that it's gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. It's really about what we know we can do to protect our immigrant communities. So by understanding, what it is, like Julian said, that we have to comply with, and what it is that we can remain silent on, we can ask for an attorney about, we can bring people outside of an establishment instead of allowing ICE inside. Because like in any law enforcement scenario, right? If you open your trunk, right, when you're pulled over and they see something in there, now law enforcement has, reasonable suspicion to look throughout the car. Same thing, if you open the door and let ICE in, thinking you have nothing to hide, well, now they can start looking for things that maybe you're not thinking about. So it's just really critical to understand that as a community, we have a duty to protect immigrant families, and as allies, the best we can do right now is to understand our rights and then